Myths and legends are something that's always been a part of society. One of the most recurring myths that takes place throughout the world has been aliens. And in my first selection of literature, we see how aliens, some people welcome them and want them to come to our planet. This is a poem by Greg Delante entitled The Alien. I am back again, scrutinizing the Milky Way of your ultrasound, scanning the dark matter, the nothingness, that now the heads say is cock-a-block with quarks and squarks, gravitons and gravitini, photons and photinos. Our sprout, who art there inside the spacecraft of your mom, the time capsule of this printout, hurling and whirling towards us. It's all daft on this earth. Our alien who art in the heavens, our Martian, our little green man, we're anxious to make contact, to ask divers questions about the heavendom you hail from, to discuss the whole shebang of the beginning and end, the pre-Big Bang untimed before you forget the why and lie of thy first place. And, our friend, to say welcome, that we mean no harm, we'd die for you even, that we pray you're not here to subdue us, that we put away our ray guns, missiles, attitude, and share our world with you, little big head, if only you stay. My next literary selection is by the author H.G. Wells. He wrote the famous book War of the Worlds. This selection shows how a lot of humans fear the unknown, and that unknown being aliens. We don't know what they're doing here. So in this selection we see Martians coming to Earth, and this is the first shuttle landed. This is where this selection starts. War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. The thing itself lay almost entirely buried in sand. Amidst the scattered splinters of a fir tree, it had shivered to fragments in its descent. The uncovered part had the appearance of a huge cylinder, caked over, and its outline softened by a thick, scaly, dun-colored incrustation. It had a diameter of about 30 yards. He approached the mass, surprised at the size, and more so at the shape, since most meteorites are rounded more or less completely. It was, however, still so hot from its flight through the air as to forbid his near approach. A stirring noise within its cylinder he ascribed to the unequal cooling of its surface, for at that time it had not occurred to him that it might be hollow. He remained standing at the edge of the pit that the thing had made for itself, staring at its strange appearance, astonished chiefly at its unusual shape and color, and dimly perceiving even then some evidence of design in its arrival. The early morning was wonderfully still, and the sun, just clearing the pine trees towards Wade Bridge, was already warm. He did not remember hearing any birds that morning. There was certainly no breeze stirring, and the only sounds were the faint movements from within the cindery cylinder. He was all alone on the hopper. Then, suddenly, he noticed with a start that some of the gray clinker, the ashy incrustation that covered the meteorite, was falling off the circular edge of the end. It was dropping off in flakes and raining down upon the sand. A large piece suddenly came off and fell with a sharp noise that brought his heart into his mouth. For a minute, he scarcely realized what this meant, and although the heat was excessive, he clambered down into the pit, close to the bulk, to see the thing more clearly. He fancied even then that the cooling of the body might account for this, but what disturbed that idea was the fact that the ash was falling only from the end of the cylinder. And then he perceived that, very slowly, the circular top of the cylinder was rotating on its body. It was such a gradual movement that he discovered it only through noticing that a black mark that had been near him 5 minutes ago was now at the other side of the circumference. Even then, he scarcely understood what this indicated, until he heard a muffled grating sound, and saw the black mark jerk forward an inch or so. Then the thing came upon him in a flash. The cylinder was artificial, hollow, and an end that screwed out. Something within the cylinder was unscrewing the top. My next piece of literature is not really a piece of literature. It's actually a post I found on an alien abduction experience and research website. Very awesome. And this was someone's experience, apparently, so they say, with alien encounters. A week ago from today, I was abducted. I was sleeping in my college dorm and awoke to something that felt like a snake slithering all over me. I opened my eyes, and to my surprise I saw two beings over me, not humans, but similar. They seemed much skinnier and shorter, and their skin seemed almost reptile-like. I don't remember much else about my experience. The next morning I woke up and everything was okay, except I was missing a testicle. Why would they do this to me?
What? I thought this was the trick the whole time.
As you can see, the idea of extraterrestrial life out there is something that a lot of humans are just interested in. Is it possible? And who knows? There's no proof. Scientists are still researching. But as you can see, a lot of literature is based off of the idea of something else out there.